We love it raw.
We love it raw.
Tables, ladders, and chairs. 2014. So all you kids out there, you love Christmas, right? You love opening presents. But for pro wrestlers and for fans of pro wrestling, the toys are the tables, the ladders, the chairs, and don't forget the stairs. Here I had Chris Coury, the future.
Tables, ladders, chairs, and stairs. I don't know why they named it that. I mean, that was the dumbest.
Here to review TLC
S.
2014. Let's see if they stick with that next year.
I doubt it.
I doubt it.
I doubt it.
I was kind of thinking maybe next year they're just going to scrap the whole thing.
They should.
It's kind of overdone. But anyway.
They should, because how often are you going to have table matches, ladder matches, TLC matches?
It's over. It's overkill.
They should bring back Armageddon.
I agree. That's a cool title. Had great matches. But without jumping ahead, we're just going to go to the first match of the night is Dolph Ziggler versus
Luke Harper.
Luke Harper for the Intercontinental Championship. Up high for the ladder to climb.
That was actually a pretty good match. That stole.
Great start. Great start.
But the thing I don't like what they did was that they had that match first. They should have put that, I would say, mid-card. Because you start off crappy, you work your way up. You don't start high, go crappy, and then end on a high note. I always think go crappy, then build their way up. But it was good. Mm-hmm. I mean, both competitors put on one hell of a match. I mean, cuts and bruises, scars, everything. Black and blue marks. I mean, bodies were everywhere. But what made it really good was, Ziggler put on, I think, his best performance in his career in that match. Okay, he's a show star, he's the guy that steals the show and he makes it look damn good. He really put that moniker to the test Sunday night by surviving a brutal competitor in, Luke Harper. And for him to win his 4th IC title is impressive for a man of his caliber. And now the only question that's going to be remaining is, how long is he going to keep this IC title though now? I mean, they had him keep it for a while, then they gave it to Harper. But now with the Authority out of power, how long is he going to hold on to it? In my opinion, I think he's going to hold on for a very long time now. Because I don't see anybody out there right now that can steal the Intercontinental title away from Ziggler. I don't see it. What do you think?
I think that with Ziggler, I'm not the biggest Ziggler fan, but it's a good match. Awesome match. I'm just not a Ziggler guy. I don't hate him. I don't like him. I enjoy his matches here and there. I'm just not a Ziggler guy. So I could take him or leave him. He's talented, but not everything connects with everyone.
No.
So I'm more interested in Luke Harper's future, and it doesn't have to be with the title, it's just him being a solo act.
Yeah, solo act.
But I really wish I would have remembered this a couple weeks ago when I saw the report that Bray Wyatt himself said in an interview that the Wyatt family is never over. It's just I let them free so they could basically become their own men.
So you're thinking...
So this is just kind of like, I say another year at least of them being alone.
So you're saying after that 1 year...
I think they all need to establish themselves.
They're going to come back.
The Shield was already established as a team.
Yeah.
And now they're individually establishing each other in a big way.
In more than a big way. More than a big way.
And
because look how dominant. Because look how dominant the Shield was. The minute they stepped foot in the WWE, instant success.
So they're trying to really push Eric Rowan, and Luke Harper's already doing awesome. But Bray Wyatt is so far ahead. Like with the Shield, it's semi-equal as far as they're popular and they all have great aspects in different ways. But the Wyatt family is very uneven. It's kind of Bray's all the way up here, and the other two are like hanging on for dear life. They're great. They're good. They play their role, but they're nowhere near Bray Wyatt's. You know, it's like very uneven. So he had to let them go so they can come back stronger.
And I think that's what's going to happen within the next couple of years.
And I hope it happens later on, and the Shield will eventually get back together, maybe 2 years, 3 years. But when it happens, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Because it's you need to break up when you're at your hottest.
Yes.
So when you come back, is that much
That's
more
what happened with the Shield. They broke up when they were at the peak of their level, at the peak of their career.
After defeating Evolution 2 pay-per-views in a row.
Yeah, exactly. You know, at the top of their careers, they decided, listen, we're going to go our separate ways. And they're still having high points of their careers. Look at Seth Rollins. Look at Ambrose. Okay, Reigns, he just came back from, a pretty bad surgery on his hernia, which he had back in September. But before that, he was running rough shots. And it started with him in the Royal Rumble earlier this year. And I think, it's going to continue for Reigns and, for the other members too. Maybe for like Rowan, for Harper, Rollins, because he's going to get the belt before you know it. Ziggler, I think, is still going to have high hopes. And like I was telling you, with his match Sunday against Harper, it solidified him as a prominent star that can go against anybody. It doesn't matter what your name is. He can go against them all, and he can survive, and he can prove it to you.
That, to just add to that same point, I listened to the Ross Report today with JR, good old JR, and he said that was the best match of the card.
It was.
Also, Stone Cold Steve Austin on the Steve Austin show also said that. So
I totally agree.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
Oh, no.
I'm just saying that's not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
He's not my cup of tea.
Yeah,
but
you don't have to like the guy, but he put on
they
one hell
should
of a...
respect the match.
Oh, he earned a lot of respect Sunday night after that match. I'll tell you that right now. He earned one hell of a respectable level after that match.
Ironically, it's the first match, but the best match.
Yeah.
In the general aspect of fans.
Exactly.
Maybe not me, but I'm just being fair to everyone's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's probably, if we had to vote, that would win.
Oh, hands down.
And I'm going to allude to the next conversation, the Divas title, which I already knew the results.
Yeah, that was boring.
Like I said, this is slowly building to WrestleMania 31. I keep saying it every week. They're going to stay together for... Holy shit. They're going to stay together for a while. They're going to be supportive of each other. And then it's going to get to a point where Bree's tired of supporting someone that doesn't support her. Thus, the title match at WrestleMania. That's the only way to go. If
and
they don't go that way, then they're...
And you start building that up at the Royal Rumble. I think you're going to start seeing that at the Royal Rumble. Honestly, I think you're going to see that at the Royal Rumble.
So it's Rumble, Fastlane, and then Mania?
Yes.
So... Basically, yeah, it needs to start at Rumble. Like the little here and there of them not getting along. Maybe not a big deal. It should at least ignite at the Rumble.
That's what I think is going to happen.
Just a little teaser.
You're going to light the flame.
In Fastlane, maybe it'll pick up.
Yeah, you light the fire right now. You start the fire right now at the Royal Rumble. It picks up in intensity come February. And then it just goes to a full blaze at WrestleMania in March.
Yeah, for sure.
There, Brie wins the title. Upsetting Nikki so much. Where I think, don't quote me on this, but I'm going to lay it out on the line right now. Once Brie wins the Divas title, how much are we going to see Nikki quit?
I feel like all I got is them fighting at WrestleMania. and Brie winning. That's all I got.
And
I got nothing past that.
I say Nikki quits. But it's just it's a foregone conclusion because you don't know what's going to happen between now and March. But it's something that I'm thinking that could happen.
My least favorite match of TLCS was the stairs.
Oh, Big Red versus the Big Show. Oh, that match was bad.
So bad. And the ending was supposed to be cool that Big Show is pinning him with the stairs.
You could have easily kicked out of that.
Oh my god. I really went to go make a sandwich, man.
Yeah,
I came back, it was still on. I was like, god damn.
Yeah, I didn't pay no attention to that match.
And it really is exhausting. There's too much themed matches. It's exhausting, man. It's exhausting to watch the same, and the middle card that should have been second to last, but I guess they're adjusting things. Cena versus Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
And
that was pretty good.
It was good, but I feel like it's just so much individual gimmick matches that it's just, it's so hard to care about the final match.
But it was so good to see Roman Reigns finally getting the retribution he wanted by getting Seth Rollins.
And I must admit, that was the right time for him to show up.
Yes.
Because if they're going to... They got no one else as a babyface. Let's just face it. They're really thin.
You got Ziggler and Cena. You got Eric Rowan.
Ziggler is, as much as you want to give him props, he's just not at that level. He's just not.
I say he is.
To headline WrestleMania?
Not the headline WrestleMania. Not the headline Mania.
That's what we're talking about with Reigns. Reigns is gonna get the Reigns.
Oh, of course. Oh, without a doubt.
That's what I'm saying. He came in way after Ziggler, but he has the look. He has certain moves that just makes the crowd go, big. Ziggler doesn't have any moves that makes the crowd go nuts other than maybe Zigzag.
And the Famouser.
And the Famouser was, to me, that's not even his move. So
that's Billy Gunn's move.
I like it, but it's not something I'm like, okay, that's a Ziggler move. I always think of Badass Billy Gunn. He's in my top 5 wrestlers, so I'm always going to think about Badass Billy Gunn. He's a little Badass Billy Gunn with a little Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
But the match was good. I like the double AA from...
Yeah, that was the second...
New Stooges, J&J Security.
Yeah, Noble and Mercury.
But Roman Reigns coming in, he's another one that is like, all right, if we're going to give this guy WrestleMania 31, you better step it up. And he did have a better energy. He did look great. His look changed a little bit.
He lost a lot. He lost a little bit of weight.
And he just looks like he's happy to be there.
Yeah.
So...
And for him to declare himself eligible for the Rumble next month, it's just going to show you right then and there.
And he messed up in his promo. I noticed that. He kind of like stumbled. He was like, you could tell it's scripted, which I don't appreciate. They should just give him bullet points.
Mm.
Because it feels like they're giving him a paragraph to read.
Right.
And that just... A lot of people say that the WWE 2K15 panel with Roman Reigns and Austin talking, that was so natural. Why don't we see more natural speaking from Roman Reigns? Why is it... It feels like Vince is back there saying, God damn it, you gotta give him a paragraph, god damn it! Like, he's giving him scripted material when he could probably do way better unscripted.
Like what CM Punk did.
Pretty much. Like, there's certain people, when you get to a certain level, they don't even hand you anything anymore. Like Jericho famously said a couple times. Chris Jericho on Talk is Jericho. He said when people gave him a paragraph or whatever, he would crumble it up and throw it back at him.
Maybe you think that's what's going to happen to Roman Reigns. Maybe
because you can't be a natural person, natural superstar, natural athlete when you're reading a guy that sits at an office writing. It's not a natural. It's not a natural thing. He has a lot of work to do. If you're gonna headline WrestleMania and beat Brock Lesnar, you better be better by WrestleMania. You got 2 months to look outstanding. And maybe, I don't know, I feel like maybe there's someone else that's going to show up to take his place because he really, realistically, he has a month from now to be awesome.
I think he will.
Because if he's not super awesome in a month, Vince McMahon is Mr. Last Minute. He decided The Undertaker's fate 4 hours before WrestleMania.
I know.
So you can understand what my concern is. That Vince could pull a switcheroo.
Like he did. And I hope it doesn't happen, but you never know with Vince.
Batista was supposed to win at WrestleMania 30, but they switched it up because things weren't working out.
Right.
So, Roman, you need to really step up.
And you're saying there's going to be Reigns Lesnar? I don't see it that way.
Who is a potential WrestleMania match?
Don't forget, you got Rollins. Now, here's the perfect opportunity. Cena versus Lesnar is the final chapter at the Royal Rumble. It's the final chapter. Okay? Cena wins that match. Hands down, Cena wins that match. But Lesnar is going to weaken Cena so much, right? Where Rollins comes out, cashes in the Money in the Bank briefcase, wins the title, and then you're going to have Reigns versus Rollins at WrestleMania.
I would enjoy it, but I don't like that. I want Lesnar to be domination.
No,
If he doesn't win at the Rumble and Cena wins, you know how many people are going to feel deflated?
But then, like I told you, it's going to set up Rollins cashing in the briefcase.
But the scenario I gave you the other weeks was way better than that.
See,
Brock Lesnar losing to Roman Reigns and then Seth Rollins dropping the curve stomp to win the title with the Money in the Bank.
That's
so much better than what you said.
No,
that's so
much
better.
Now I'm seeing.
I don't want Cena to have that belt.
He's not going to hold it. He's going to win it. He's going to win it. He's winning it at the Rumble, but he's winning it at the Rumble, but he's losing it the same night.
But still.
Because I think you're going to have Reigns, Rollins for the title at WrestleMania. And it's a perfect opportunity, if that does happen, for Seth Rollins at the Royal Rumble to cash in that briefcase. Because he's got it in for Cena.
Okay. Any other matches from TLC that's
yes, the last one, the TLC match between Ambrose
and Wyatt.
Versus
Dean Ambrose.
That was good.
Awesome. And it was everything that I wanted it to be. It's just like I said earlier. It's not even their fault. It's so exhausting with the tables, the ladders, and the chairs.
And now you added a TV set. Now you added a TV to it.
Yeah, so it was good. It had a lot of great spots, and that's probably one of his best matches next to the Daniel Bryan match, Bray and Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
That was really up there, and Dean Ambrose is really hurting himself. And I'm really concerned because...
Do you really think Ambrose gives a rat's patoot? No.
He's unstable.
But Bray Wyatt is solidifying himself as, I would say, a potential main eventer coming up.
I completely disagree. There's no potential in this conversation. It's inevitable. He has star power. I forgot what big magazine said. WWE doesn't deserve Bray Wyatt because he's such a great actor that Hollywood deserves him. Bray Wyatt has such a commitment to that character. You haven't seen a commitment to a character that deep and embedded in years. A promo and his in-ring skills are on par.
I'm not
the best of them.
I mean, I'm not denying that. I mean,
it's not going to be this year.
No.
Because he's at a spot where wins and losses don't matter. It's all about the match itself with Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
And he is a mystical character. It doesn't have to be about winning everything. It's about manipulation and taking over.
I say you see Bray Wyatt go main event status by my opinion, I say SummerSlam.
Hopefully, but I mean like...
Or if they put him in the Money in the Bank match in June. Can you imagine him in the Money in the Bank match?
I feel like he's so past that. Like, for example, like Bray doesn't... Like Roman Reigns right now, he doesn't even need to get a smaller belt. You know what I'm saying? Because they're already elevating him to the top.
Go for the big one. Go for the big one.
With Bray, like, it would kind of diminish him for him to have, no offense to the other titles, but For Bray, it's either the big one or nothing. I think.
It's all in or not. It's either,
I don't think he's
either
getting
in or not.
I don't think he's getting the tag team title.
No.
I feel like Bray is all about it's all or nothing.
Right, exactly.
So it may take 2 years for him to be the champion and be a heel champion, a reigning top star as the champion, but he's gonna get there. Believe you me.
Oh, of course. Oh.
Is that all as far as TLC? So we could jump into Raw.
Yeah, that was about
TLC.
That was about it.
2014. So,
but before we go into Raw, I want to change up a little. I want to change the format up a little bit here today. Last night, because we always talk about what's happening in the world of WWE at the end of the review show, but this week I want to put it in the middle of the show, if that's okay with you, because last night there was an old school show and a new Monday Night War last night.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice. What was the Monday Night War?
The Monday Night War was the Click.
Oh really? Wow, you just got me excited. That's what I'm watching as soon as we're done.
Remember the 1990
the Click
in Madison Square Garden. In Madison Square Garden, the infamous curtain call.
Is that what it's called? The curtain call?
They called it the curtain call because that's when Hall
I got chills when you said that.
And Nash left for WCW. It is on the Monday Night War, and it was really, really good. It was really good. Because it told you about the dynamics on how they built it up to that house show in '96 at MSG. And it was really good. I thought it was one of the best Monday Night Wars.
Ooh, I'm definitely looking forward to that. But you remind me of what I mentioned on Facebook yesterday. I put a picture of Big Daddy Cool Diesel with his fist cocked. And I said, Roman Reigns, the new Big Daddy Cool, as far as what they're trying to do, I think so. I think Vince McMahon is like, God damn it, new Big Daddy Cool Diesel. He's cocking his fist. He is the cool big guy with the black hair. And here's another thing that I didn't mention. HBK, Seth Rollins.
Yeah, big time. You can see it in him.
Dean Ambrose, Scott Hall.
Yeah.
As far as just what they bring to the table, I think they're very similar in that way. They're the new Click.
Yeah.
I think so. I think as far as what Vince is trying to do,
but with your thing of being like Reigns being the new Big Daddy Cool, I think he's past that.
I don't think so. I don't even think he's where he needs to be. So I don't think he's past anything. He's not even what Vince wants him to be. So should I just do the news and then we talk about Raw?
And the last thing on the network last night, for all you old school wrestling fans out there was a show back in the 1980s, and I remember this because I saw this too. It was called Tuesday Night Titans, where they brought on old school wrestlers that were like into the 80s, heading into the 90s. It was a talk show by Vince McMahon. I mean, it was okay. It was, it brought back a lot of memories. The one I saw last night was, they had Piper on there. Richter, Greg the Hammer Valentine, Tony Garea. He was a wrestler from the 70s. It was a talk show, talking about, the highs and the lows of their careers, their personal lives. And they had Lord Alfred Hayes on there. And I was just sitting back on the network last night watching. I was like, wow. That's old, because I remember watching it and growing up with that show. Those were like the two shows last night on the WWE Network that I thought were something to watch.
That's pretty cool. I'm definitely interested in the Monday Night Wars thing because I was so exhausted, and let's be honest, way too much wrestling within 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
I'm mentally exhausted of wrestling, and not that I don't want to watch wrestling. No, it's just too much in a short period of time. Sunday was TLC, Monday Night Raw, then Tuesday we have Superstars at 7. Then we have 2 hours of SmackDown right
You
after
mean
that.
you mean main event?
What did I say?
Superstars.
Main event was not Superstars. It was main event for an hour. Then SmackDown for 2 hours. Then Wednesday we got Tribute to the Troops. It's over.
I mean, I'll be honest with you.
It's way too much.
I watched TLC, Raw, the Monday Night War, main event, Super SmackDown, and now I'm gonna watch Tribute to the Troops.
Oh man, it's a lot. It makes you want to take a break.
I didn't take a break this time because I sat myself down and I strictly watched those like the 3.5 days of wrestling.
So can I embark in some?
Now
news?
you can embark on the news.
Listen, brother, I have the biggest news We Love It Raw has ever had. We are gonna celebrate our 1-year anniversary in January. And we need your help with comments to tell us what you think we should do, brother. What topics we should discuss, brother. And if you want to be a guest on the show, hit me up on Facebook and we'll do it like the show. Because we're recording it on video with an HD camera. And we're doing this right, brother.
On what day?
We are still figuring that out. We will talk off air on that one. But it's definitely mid-January-ish.
Mid-January-ish?
So I'm going to keep you updated on that. I need your comments. I need your feedback. And if you want to be on the show, brother, talk to me or Chris Coury or Venus. Because she will be there even if I have to drag her over here, brother.
Oh, speaking of the news, did you see the new photo of The Undertaker?
Whoa, yeah, I did. And
Wow.
I sent Vanessa that picture like a day before she put
And
it.
I put it. She sent me a picture.
Oh my God, she
She's-
looks so poor Undertaker. He
She
looks like
sent
an
me.
old man.
She sent me pictures with comments, and I was like, "Yo, they just don't know the Undertaker." I still think he's coming for WrestleMania for Bray Wyatt.
Yeah. Oh, that's news right there. That's the rumor. Bray Wyatt versus the Undertaker
And
at
I think-
WrestleMania.
And I think that's going to be his final match. I really do.
And if it's not his final match,
You end it with Sting in Dallas.
exactly that. I couldn't have said it any better myself. You do a match with Bray Wyatt, elevate his game by fighting the Undertaker.
Which he's going to lose, of course.
He's gonna
Bray,
lose.
Of course, Bray Wyatt's going to lose.
Yeah, but Bray Wyatt is not.
He's
in
gonna
the
put up-
position.
he's
he
gonna-
doesn't need to win.
No,
Bray doesn't.
he's
need
going
to
to put up a fight against the dead man.
It's gonna
That-
be like Bray is almost gonna win, kind of like the CM Punk thing.
Yes. And the Triple H and the Shawn Michaels things and all that. Those were good matches that he's had.
But I believe,
I think-
like you said, next year is gonna be Sting, and then it's gonna both be their last match.
Yeah.
And I think Sting is gonna face Hunter this year. So
That's another rumor I was swirling around WWE officials that it's going to be Sting Triple H. You might see that build up around January.
yeah,
But like I was telling you, Bray Wyatt Undertaker in California be a hell of a match.
yeah, it will.
And then
And what an honor! Your second WrestleMania is with the Undertaker.
oh hell yeah,
Your first was with John Cena. Your second is
with a
he's
Hall
solidified. Bray Wyatt is solidified.
with a Hall of Famer, man.
It's a done.
And then next year you end it with Sting, two icons of each generation. Sting from the 80s and Sting from the 80s, Undertaker from the 90s. Both revolutionized the companies of WCW and WWE. Both are Hall of Famers without a doubt.
That's for sure, man.
And what better way for Undertaker to fight his last match than in his home state of Texas? Not too far from Houston.
And he should be inducted into the Hall of Fame that night before he, just like Ric Flair was in the Hall of Fame, then he still fought Shawn Michaels.
Now, let me ask you this question. Now, this is just a question I'm going to ask you. We're saying this now, where, we're thinking Taker's going to go against Sting in WrestleMania 32 in Dallas, right? What if Vince McMahon inducts The Undertaker this year? Does that
I think
end his career?
maybe it will be done just to throw us off. Maybe he will be inducted this year, just to throw us off. You know,
Right.
just to not give us the satisfaction of knowing what's going to happen next week.
But do you think they're gonna pull what Vince did with Ric Flair? Win and you keep fighting, lose and you're done. Do you really?
I have
Can
no
you really
idea.
do that to the Undertaker though?
I feel
No.
like what you said as far as what's going to happen, who's going to fight, who is going to happen.
Of course.
As far as how it's going to get there, I have no clue. I just feel like it's good booking. Bray versus Undertaker this year.
Mm-hmm.
This coming year, I'm sorry. And then Sting versus Triple H. And then the next year, like you said, the two icons clash. That'll be the best way to end Undertaker's legacy. 2 wins in a row after 1 loss is fine.
But the only question that's going to be on a lot of heads is when you start hearing the announcements for the Hall of Fame, will the Undertaker's name be on there? In my opinion, no.
I don't think so. Not this year.
Not this
Because
year.
he would be the number 1. You know how there's always a headline Hall of Famer? It's gotta... Whatever year Undertaker's in, he's the guy.
Then again, you never know. Then again, you never know what Vince wants to do.
But it's gotta be him. It's just gotta be... He's gotta... Like, Ultimate Warrior was the guy last year, wasn't he? Like, the main... It's gotta be Taker. That's why it makes more sense to do it in Dallas. It just makes more sense for him to do that whole ceremony in Dallas.
Yeah.
It just for what he wants. He already gave back to the business, like Vince said. Now it's time to let Undertaker do what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
The way he wants to do it. Because he already let Brock beat him.
Yeah.
So it's time to give back to the Undertaker and let him leave the way he wants to.
Exactly. And before we go into the We Love It Raw segment, I want to just get your opinion. Who do you think is going into the Hall of Fame this year for 2015?
Hopefully Macho Man.
I would love to see that.
And everyone else, I have no clue.
What about Triple H?
No. He has some years wrestling as far as one or 2 times a year. Triple H is good. He's focused on NXT. He doesn't want to make this about him. And you need time to miss Triple H before they do that.
Yeah.
You need to give some time.
I see Macho Man going into the Hall of Fame. Without a doubt. Manager? I say you put in a manager. And... God, there's a lot of people out there that I think can go into the Hall of Fame. One of them, quote me if I'm wrong, you know what I think might go in? Paul Heyman. For his promotion of ECW.
I guess. I feel like he's someone that's for sure going to be there eventually, but I don't think he wants it this early, Paul Heyman. I think he has so much more managerial skills to give that it's not there yet.
Yeah. But the only
I'm sure they would give it to him if he wanted.
The only one right now I can think of right now is going to probably be Savage. But
Savage,
but
hopefully.
for you, our listeners, who do you think should be inducted into the 2015 WWE Hall of Fame? Hit us up on our page. Hit us up on our YouTube page as well with your suggestions. So, it's going to be an interesting debate.
Jumping in to We Love It Raw. Raw review. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw.
Hosted by Jericho.
By Y2J Chris Jericho. That is so awesome that they gave him the ranks to like run shit.
And he did pretty good. He did pretty good.
Did good. And the banter between him and Heyman is priceless.
Yeah.
And that was so cool that the fans get to vote on what... and the way Heyman comes out is so funny. And I'm just going to drop a soundbite. The Sound Slam of the Week. Brought to you by Paul Heyman speaking to Chris Jericho. Let me...
I don't understand why you think it's fair for you to get into a fight with
Woo!
what?
This got me up out of my chair. If that didn't make you stand up The champion that's never here comes out
Exactly.
and destroys
Oh, did he?
Chris Jericho.
Yo, he annihilated Jericho, man. Oh my God.
And it's awesome to see two part-time heavyweights in the same ring at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say 3 because Heyman's not always there either.
No, of course not.
But we'll talk about the other stuff later. But here's a second part. You thought Brock was done? He came back for the rematch with Cena and Seth Rollins. And he went in the cage and he had to take care of a few things. JBL. Beast in the cage. So he's looking at Cena, and he's giving him a couple familiar feels, suplexing him.
Like what he did at SummerSlam.
Like he did to him in SummerSlam. So they're really building up this match, and this time he came out with the belt.
Yeah, because the first time he came out he came out to see Jericho, he didn't have the title.
And what I must say, I really wish I remembered your name, sucker. Can you dig that? Some guy made a meme saying, oh, Brock Lesnar doesn't have the belt because Dana White has it, a lame joke. It was lame anyway. Then he comes out with the belt later and shuts everybody up. So whoever lame-os went on Photoshop and you edited your little picture, you were wrong, buddy, and you feel stupid. Not to put you on the spot. But Brock Lesnar, meaning, he left Seth Rollins alone. Paul Heyman gave Seth Rollins a handshake.
Now, are they in cahoots?
What the announcers are speculating is that they're in cahoots. And is possibly Seth Rollins a future Paul Heyman guy? After Brock Lesnar is out of here. Because I'm assuming after Mania, Brock is out of here.
If not before.
So,
if not before.
Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar, they fucks with each other.
I still stand by my decision. I still stand by that match that I told you earlier in the show with what's going to happen with Cena. I mean, things can change between now and January, but you never know. But, with Jericho running the ship on Monday, he did a pretty good job. He made some good matches.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun Raw to watch.
Raw
was way better than Super SmackDown. 1,000,000 times better.
Yeah.
Super SmackDown was like, oh, what? The tape shows are usually better than that. That's what frustrated me.
Yeah, that Raw surpassed SmackDown last night. Was unbelievable.
And Brock showing up made everyone stand up. Whether you hate Brock or you love Brock, you stood up.
But
out of your seat.
That cage match that ended Raw was incredible. Like you said, with Lesnar coming in, suplexing Cena like he did at SummerSlam.
So horrendously.
Oh, God.
Flipping him.
And then for Rollins to shake Paul Heyman's hand. And then for Rollins to take credit where credit's not due because he had help. Okay, Rollins won the match, but give the credit and the assist to Heyman and Lesnar. Don't take the credit where the credit is not where you don't deserve it, because you did not win the match one-on-one. You had help.
The only thing I really remember about Raw, other than that, which was awesome, the whole Jericho thing, the whole Brock Lesnar thing, the whole Cena Seth Rollins thing, awesome. Just to backtrack, the whole Divas division interests me. I loved the whole setup, the whole match. I just love where it's going. It's not the most exciting thing. The match was awesome. I believe it was Alicia Fox versus Brie Bella. If I'm not mistaken. And it was awesome.
It was.
No, I think it was Nikki. Maybe I'm confusing it.
It was one or the other.
I'm pretty sure it was Nikki because I remember her doing like
The rack attack.
something off the ropes and then landing her.
It was one or the other.
It was, oh my god, it was awesome. These Divas matches are really picking
And then
up.
on Raw, you saw another potential storyline take shape.
What's that?
Ryback versus Rusev.
Nah, I fast forwarded through that.
No, Ryback versus Rusev.
Yep.
Let me tell you this. That started Monday night. Royal Rumble, you're gonna see it. Ryback Rusev, United States title. There, you see Rusev lose it.
Rusev is gonna fight John Cena at WrestleMania. What are you talking about?
Cena's gonna get annihilated.
Rusev Grosh.
But the
What
other
else? I
the
can't
other thing on
remember.
Raw, the other thing on Raw was good. That was good was this escalating story with Miz, Jimmy Uso,
And Naomi.
and Naomi.
Oh yeah, that Super SmackDown. I'm really sleeping on the fact that they had a Divas match, Naomi versus
Nikki Bella.
That was awesome. That was by far, by millions of miles away, the best match of the night.
On Raw, you saw. I don't know if you saw this, but you might have just seen Naomi actually start turning heel and siding with the Miz,
That'd be
just to piss off her husband.
They could go that way.
I think you started to see a little bit of it on Raw Monday night. You saw a little bit more of it on Tuesday night, last night. You might start seeing it more maybe on the Christmas edition of Raw Monday night coming up. And I think you might see it come to a full effect at the Royal Rumble.
Every Naomi match, I do some slow-mos, if you know what I mean. Naomi got some buns. And every time she's in a certain spot in the match, I put that slow-mo button.
But that's how I see it happening now, because I think you saw a little bit on Monday night with Naomi possibly going heel. Siding with the Miz and Mizdow and really pissing off her husband.
On that same exact topic, there's some bad news that can potentially be great news.
And what's that?
Total Divas does not have Naomi in the new season.
No.
And this may be...
What's it got, Paige?
It's Paige and Alicia Fox. But what they may be doing is, since she's popular enough, they're just going to push her on Raw more now. As you see with the Miz and the Jimmy storyline.
That's
Maybe
gonna come.
they had enough of that and they're going to push her wrestling-wise.
Yeah.
And Alicia Fox really needs a push.
And-
That's perfect.
and-
Paige doesn't necessarily need a push.
Because she has her push already.
Because she's awesome, but this will definitely not hurt. This can make her stay not the champion for a long time and still be relevant.
Right, because did you...
Paige could be without the championship for a year just because of the Total Divas show.
Yeah. And like I was telling you, did you see it when they aired that commercial for the return of Total Divas on Raw? That you didn't see Cameron there as well?
Cameron's not there also?
Cameron's not there. Cameron's in NXT. If I'm not mistaken.
So yeah.
Ariana's down in NXT because they got to get her skills back up. They pushed her too fast.
The original black girl from the first season,
Oh, JoJo?
JoJo, she's like the announcer down there. She's like introducing.
Yeah. Her career didn't even get...
I think that's fine though because that's an awesome job to have.
Yeah, because you can get called up to Raw, SmackDown,
You can-
pay-per-views.
She can be way more popular and make way more money as an announcer than she would ever as a diva, in my opinion. JoJo. So she should just stick to that lane because that's the best possibility for her.
But other than those three important things on Raw, there was really nothing much else to talk
was
about.
Nothing, man. It was good, but it was mostly just the star power. The star power was...
It stole the show.
It really did. Brock Lesnar was destroying everything. He destroyed. But that's going to close We Love It Raw. Chris, do you want to talk about anything wrestling related?
Yeah, because next week it's Christmas week and I won't be here. I will be taking a break just for that week because it's Christmas week. You know, I want to recharge my batteries. There was breaking news that I read today, just now, that in Dallas, on the January 19th edition of Monday Night Raw, the NWO will be making a return.
Oh, wow, really?
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
The NWO will be making a return.
I feel like the one that's going to look the crappiest is Scott Hall.
Yeah.
He's going to look like he's just about to collapse.
So that's my bit that I want to put out there since, like I told you, I'm not going to be here next week. So I want to lay that out. That January 19th will be a must-watch Raw with the New World Order returning to WWE.
So I'm going to close it with this. You, V-Ness, you will be at this 1-year anniversary. This is not possible without you. We started together. We will end together. The year together. And hopefully we have your friend that came to do the show with us also. DeMarco. We could have him for the 1-year anniversary. We could talk to him.
I'll put it out there with him.
We'll talk to anyone that wants to be on the show. You're invited. We'll do some late night type of round table thing. And
well, not late night because, you know...
Well, it's not going to be late night. You can watch it. It's going to be on demand. You can watch it whenever the hell you want. But subscribe. The views went up, kind of.
Not too much, but they did.
Not too much, but we appreciate the time.
And a lot of people complimented on our show last week, like Edgar, Vanessa, my friend Pete. By the way, he wants to do the show one day, so maybe
invite him to the 1-year
I'll see if I can get him for the 1-year anniversary show.
Any wrestling enthusiasts, you're welcome because we just and we just love to talk wrestling. We could be there forever.
Yeah, because those 2 positive comments last week really showed, hey, you know what? We're getting better each week. It's a learning experience, but we're getting better each week.
So please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, specifically on YouTube.
And share.
Definitely share on preferably YouTube because YouTube is the views and the likes. It's more noticeable on YouTube.
And check out our fan page.
Our fan page on Facebook is the We Love It Raw Wrestling Review on Facebook. So, like all of that, even negative comments are welcome. I'm not a sensitive guy. And if we have a problem with you, we'll address you.
Oh, yeah.
The next week. And we have no problem pointing out suckers. Now, can you dig that? Watch the podcast on YouTube, and for the hell of it, watch the pot. Go subscribe to that also. Here's Chris Coury, the future. This is Mr. Caldero, and I want to give a shout out to V-Ness. You will be here. And thanks to, let's call him the legend, Tommy the Greek. I had an interview from a wrestling enthusiast, and he really loves the show, and he's looking forward to being on the show also. And hopefully, we can give you an awesome 1-year anniversary with the whole Super Mario All-Stars all together. And you will see us
let's not push it that far
for
now.
the first time visually.
Let's not push it that far with the Super Mario All Stars. Come on, really? What do you want to go animated?
Mr. Caldero signing off.
I will see you in 2015.
Peace.